Hello everyone and welcome to the last tutorial for this Halloween season, which is an Alebrije. So it's a Mexican artifact with really bright colors, and it's also got this spiritual connotation as presented in the movie Coco. It also doubles as a spirit animal, kind of like the guardian of the soul after death. This is a makeup for Day of the Dead in Mexico, which is the 2nd of November. So let's go ahead and get straight into the tutorial. I'm starting by plotting out my shapes using a pink pencil. The color is completely accidental. You could use any color pencil you like. And what I'm doing with this is I'm just separating the areas that I want to color differently. So I'm going to be blue overall, but there's going to be also red and orange areas. Try to keep this symmetrical, by the way. I'm not so good at this, but the good thing about it is you can easily take it off using your finger and start again. So these shapes don't have to be specific at all. I'm just outlining a few areas of my face and the chest and the neck and whatever is exposed on camera, just so I know not to color them in straight away, but to leave them bare so I can use different colors on there a little bit later. You could easily skip this step, by the way, if you're feeling confident and want to go straight in with your colors. The colors I'm going to be using today are mainly AQUACOLORs by Kryolan. So this means they're based on water, they're activated with water, and I'm starting with my teal, spritzing a little bit of water in, and this is going to fill in my entire face, apart from the shapes I've lined out in pink. Moving on to my dark blue, I'm using the same brush as I used for the teal to dip in this color, which is why it's coming off as this sky blue initially. So the two colors are mixing, and the more I dip into the dark blue, the darker it gets. So I'm going to have a lot more depth of color as I go on towards the chest rather than close to the neck. This gives me a little bit of a gradient. So the face is going to be teal, then light blue, then darker blue, and this adds a little bit of dimension and some visual variety. And moving on to my red, I really love using opposing colors, especially in a look like this where they have to be neon, and it's nice if they bring each other out. So whatever I've left empty, I'm filling in with red, apart from the areas that are going to have orange in them. And really, an alebrije, the way I perceive it, is an ornament. So it's something that you would use to decorate your space. It could be made out of wood or out of clay or out of paper mache, and from what I've read, it's usually hand painted in these beautiful colors. It's folk art is what it is. It's Mexican folk art. So in order to mimic the repetitive patterns, we need to make the dots and the embellishment much more dense than we would think. And that is quite easy to achieve on the body if you've got the right materials. Needless to say, if there's any Mexicans out there and you've got any additions or any corrections to what I'm saying, feel free to pop them in the comments down below. I do have Mexican family, but I'm not Mexican myself, so I'm basing everything I say off of what I read on the internet and my travels to Mexico. So since these imaginary creatures are usually an animal or a mix of an animal, perhaps a dog with dragon wings or a donkey with a beak, I'm not really following any kind of logic as to where I'm placing the orange and the red. I'm not trying to imitate any one animal. I know today my face is going to look like a whole bunch of different animals, like a cat or like a monkey, and it's even got the unibrow that Frida Kahlo used to have, but really it's not anything specific. The anatomy I'm following is mainly the human anatomy. What I'm doing here is I'm adding a few navy dots using a cream product. So I moved on from my AQUACOLORs to my Supracolors by Kryolan because these are much easier, much more potent and pigmented to stamp on. I'm keeping this mainly on the perimeter on my face, but I'm taking it all over the neck and the chest, so the body is going to be filled with dots, but the face is going to have contour in the form of dots, if that makes sense. So the dark dots are going towards the cheeks, the ears, the back of the face, and then the white dots are just going to add that little bit more light and contrast on the center of the face and then just against the blue dots on the body. For those dots, I'm using the same exact material, my Supracolor, my cream color based white from Kryolan. I find it quite easy and practical if you use the back end of the brush just to be a lot faster with your dot application. In we go with our yellow, this time not dots, but lines. I am outlining anything I feel like, basically, so that is usually the top of the orange, the lips, the nose, the unibrow, and also the cheekbones, or whatever lines symbolize those parts. Also the quote-unquote flames. And then moving on to my white. This time I'm using the correct end of the brush, not the back end of the brush, just to get these beautiful brush strokes in a variety of thicknesses and densities. I'm also going to be adding a little black in the middle of each white stroke. And then I'm going to also accentuate the features even more with a thinner brush, so that picks up a lot less product and it makes for a much more detailed application. And it's just that much more interesting and intriguing to the eye. Out with the white, in with the black. Black dots everywhere for the same purpose. This is purely indicative, so you can do any kind of pattern you like. I'm really into dots and tear-shaped brush strokes, but of course feel free to create any design you want. Time for the final steps. I'm filling in the mobile lid with a little bit of black aqua color. I had no idea what I was going to do with it until this point. And then I'm using some white gel eyeliner in the waterline just to increase that contrast and make the eyes look a little bit more fake, which of course the contact lenses really help with. And that completes our Alebrije body painting for this year's Day of the Dead in Mexico. Let me know what you guys thought of it. If you have any questions or comments or thoughts, please leave them down below. Feel free to like and subscribe for more body painting and creative videos. And of course, if you try something similar, make sure to show me a picture on Instagram because I always love seeing your creations. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Halloween. Bye!